The Amphibian fuliginosa, commonly known as the speckled worm lizard or the mottled amphibian, is a remarkable reptile inhabiting the Amazonian forest regions of South America. While often elusive due to its fossorial lifestyle, this species offers intriguing insights on the natural world. One of its distinguishing features is its striking black and white mosaic pattern, adorning both its dorsal and ventral sides. This unique appearance sets it apart from its other reptilian counterparts. Typically, these worm lizards attain lengths ranging from 12 to 18 inches, or 30 to 45 centimeters. Welcome to Herp Corner, the series where we delve into the ins and outs of the more exceptionally weird species of reptiles and amphibians. I'm your host for today, Waning Stairs, here to tell you all I know on the speckled worm lizard. A local tribe of the Amazons, the Yanomami, have an interesting relationship with the speckled worm lizard. They're wary of it for an understandable reason. There is a common thought in their villages that speckled worm lizards cause fatal bites, bites that bleed excessively. Let me assure you that this is not accurate. Though their jaws are strong, an amphibian bite is no stronger than that of a gecko, which is to say, a pinch that seldom breaks the skin. Let me read an excerpt from Tales of the Yanomami, a journal documenting daily life for the Amazonian tribe in which they encounter a speckled worm lizard. A tall and strong Yanomami must have been killed by an arrow, for this is a good-sized snake. The Indians believe that an amphibian comes out of the spinal column of every man killed in war. They hold that this lizard is in contact with the underworld, where dwell the Amahiri. Indeed, it is not usual to see one emerge in the central plaza, but the dwelling where it appears is never that of the human being from whom it came. When one sees it, one asks, "Who are you? Where do you come from?" If it has friendly intentions, the amphibian makes high-pitched noises. If it remains quiet, it is advisable to distrust it. Now, I'm not entirely sure if speckled worm lizards do shriek, as nobody's ever caught it on video. However, as far as superstitions go, if you believe this one, all that matters to me is that you don't bring harm to a non-shrieking worm lizard. Bad intentions or not, there's only so much fiendish activity one can do with no arms. On that note, the Yanomami also use speckled worm lizards in medicine. They kill a speckled worm lizard, soak it in white sugarcane alcohol, and either ingest the remains or apply it topically. This is said to treat flu, colds, sore throats, diarrhea, upset stomachs, cancer, and HIV/AIDS. Despite this cultural significance, I'm not entirely sure that this remedy particularly helps ease the pains of most of those diseases, but of course it is important to respect the traditions nonetheless. I'd also like to note that the paper documenting this phenomenon, the Online Guide to Animals of Trinidad and Tobago, states, "This practice could pose a threat to the Amphibian fuliginosa population in the near future if it gets out of hand," which the chances of that are greatly unlikely. The scale at which this is done is so small, giving them grief over this cultural practice is silly. Not to mention, their populations are abundant in the wild. It's safe to say the Yanomami serve no threat to the speckled worm lizards. Despite their cryptic existence underground, speckled worm lizards are voracious nocturnal predators. They feast upon a diverse menu of small invertebrates, including beetles, ants, termites, and various arthropods such as spiders, centipedes, millipedes, and earthworms. Occasionally, they may indulge in larger prey like crickets, grasshoppers, and even small vertebrates. The scientific name Amphibian fuliginosa bears significance in understanding this species. Amphibian is a term rooted in Greek mythology, referring to a mythical serpent with heads on both ends, an apt description for this worm lizard's unique appearance. Fuliginosa, in Latin, translates to sooty or smoky, possibly alluding to the lizard's dark coloration. Additionally, as you would know if you've seen our videos in the past, amphibianids, or worm lizards, aren't lizards, nor are they snakes. They're just amphibianids. However, in Portuguese, they're called Cobra-de-Duas-Cabeças-Pintada. In Dutch, they're Gevlek wormhaktes. In German, they're Gefleckte Doppelschleck. In English, they're also sometimes called the mottled amphibian, the black and white worm lizard, and the spotted worm lizard. Unfortunately, Shiriana, the language of the Yanomami, is no longer spoken as widely as it once was, since the Yanomami are speaking Portuguese now instead. Because of this, there is no documentation of their word for the speckled worm lizard. But because it's Portuguese they speak, it's likely they refer to it as Cobra-de-Duas-Cabeças-Pintada, or a variant of that term. Concerning its conservation status, Amphisbaena fuliginosa occupies a wide geographic range encompassing Panama, Trinidad, and extensive regions in northern and central South America, extending into Peru, northern Bolivia, and Brazil. This range spans elevations from sea level to 850 meters above sea level. Though largely unthreatened by human activities, localized risks do exist. The northern part of its range in Panama faces pressure from agricultural development, cattle ranching, and urbanization, leading to potential habitat loss. However, in regions like Trinidad, where human influence remains minimal, the species enjoys a more secure existence. The speckled worm lizard's adaptable nature allows it to thrive in various ecosystems. It has been documented in tropical rainforests, savannas, gardens, and pasture lands. Even the Atlantic forests of Brazil has hosted this species. This fossorial reptile predominantly leads a subterranean lifestyle, burrowing through the soil. It emerges primarily at night, a behavior that aligns with its nocturnal hunting habits. As an ambush predator, it relies on its strong jaws to seize and incapacitate prey. The fact that it's an ambush predator specifically is very interesting. I mean, it's common for ambush predators to possess very keen eyesight. However, speckled worm lizards actually possess no eyesight at all. Instead, they rely on sensing vibrations in the air around them. Additionally, they use chemoreception, tasting the air and smelling the pheromones of neighboring organisms. Much like most other amphisbaenids, the speckled worm lizard follows an oviparous reproductive strategy, laying eggs rather than giving birth to live young. Similarly to other aspects of the animal, its reproductive behavior remains largely obscure. The speckled worm lizard, or Amphisbaena fuliginosa, stands as a captivating example of nature's ingenuity. From its distinctive appearance to its enigmatic behavior, it reminds us that even in the hidden corners of the world, remarkable creatures await our discovery. Through continued research and conservation efforts, we can unveil more of the secrets that this fascinating reptile holds. That will be all for me for today. Thank you for watching. See you later.